90-Day Fiancé. Finale. Matt proposes to Jasmine, Georgi and Darcey contemplate divorce, Gino prepares to date. Hello friends, L and Wordly Wise, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press bell icon. 90-Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After. Featured Matt Branistrianu proposing marriage to Jasmine Pineda, Gino Palazzolo creating a dating profile, Georgi Rusev and Darcy Silva on the verge of divorce, and Julia Trubkina upsetting Brandon Gibbs again during the Season 9 episode that aired Sunday night on TLC. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. New season stars Gino, Jasmine and Matt, Darcy Silva and Georgi Rusev, Jovi Dufresne and Yara Zaya, Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina, Cara Bass and Guillermo Castillo, Lauren Goldstone and Alexei Brovarnik, Elizabeth Pothest and Andre Kastravet, and Adnan Abdel Fattah and Tiger Lily Taylor. Related link, 90-Day Fiancé, couples now, WHO is still together. WHO has split. Where are they now? Photos. Jasmine and Gino were shown broken up on the tell-all event for 90-Day, The Last Resort, and Jasmine also dropping the bombshell that she was pregnant with the child of Matt, who she began seeing when she had convinced Gino to open their marriage. But the 7 other couples, Brandon and Julia, Tiger Lily and Adnan, Cara and Guillermo, Jovi and Yara, Elizabeth and Andre, Lauren and Alexei, and Darcy and Silva, are all married and hoping to last forever. Below is what happened on episode 18 of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. 9th season. Gino Palazzolo. Gino admitted that he was sitting at home and crying every day since Jasmine broke his heart. However, he said he was ready to get back out in the dating world and meet someone new. Gino said he wanted to file for divorce from Jasmine immediately but couldn't because he wanted to make sure the immigration fraud he had filed against Jasmine took effect. Jasmine committed adultery, cheated on me with the dude down the street at the gym, got pregnant, and I'm considered the father of this baby. Gino vented in a confessional. That's really FCKED up. She absolutely FCKED up my life. I think I need to go to Congress and get that rule changed. I have investments and don't want to give free money away to someone that doesn't deserve it. That's a cheater and a liar and a hoe. In order to jumpstart his dating life, he made a new profile online. While choosing a photo for her profile, Gino received a call from his uncle, who told him to look at Jasmine's social media. Gino learned in that moment Jasmine had given birth to a baby girl named Matilda. Karma is ABTCH. She's going to get hers, Gino told his uncle. Gino said Jasmine had wasted 4 years of his life, and the photo of Jasmine and Matt holding their newborn baby was clearly hard for Gino to say. I'm just going to look forward to my life and finding somebody who really loves me. But let's just say she's going to have some surprises in the future, Gino boasted in a confessional. Jasmine is going to have to do an interview to renew her green card and prove their marriage was true and there was no fraud. Good luck with that. Let's see how happy and jolly their relationship is going to be. Gino was then shown going out shopping for some new clothes. He was ready to spend a pretty penny on improving his look. Jasmine was shown dressing her baby to meet Matt's mother for the first time. Jasmine said she never had a mother-in-law, because they were all dead, and so this was a big deal to her. Jasmine admitted she was very nervous and not exactly thrilled about the idea of having to deal with a mother-in-law. Matt said he'd never been more tired in his life than in the last 2 months taking care of Matilda. He also gushed about how Jasmine was a trooper and must have been 4 times as tired. Matt told the cameras that his mother was sad and heartbroken upon learning about his relationship because she didn't understand his decisions leading up to this baby. Does she know you're AFCK boy? Jasmine asked Matt. I'm not. Matt insisted Matt was going to introduce Jasmine to his mother and sister for the first time, so he was naturally feeling a little anxiety about the big moment. Matt had told his mother that he and Jasmine were engaged, but that news shocked Jasmine. We are not. We haven't even had this conversation as a couple, Jasmine said. I told her that so she'll leave us alone and to make her happy, Matt confessed. Jasmine told the cameras that she and Matt weren't even talking about marriage because she was still legally married to another man. Jasmine thought Matt lying to his family was stupid, but Matt insisted everything was going to be fine. Jasmine then met Matt's sister Rebecca and mother Olympia. There were warm hugs all around, but Olympia said she wanted to see her son married, and that he should have wed Jasmine before welcoming a child. Rebecca said Matt was funny, beautiful and intelligent, and so she and Olympia kept an open mind. The baby's middle name was also Olympia in order to honor Matt's mother. Olympia joked about how it was hard to see her son as a father because he was basically a big kid himself. Jasmine could tell Olympia was so happy to meet her granddaughter, which made Jasmine feel even worse about the lie. Matt, however, hoped Jasmine would just leave things alone. After eating lunch, Jasmine asked Matt to tell his family the truth. Matt therefore revealed that he and Jasmine weren't engaged and that Jasmine was going through a divorce with someone else. "I am very disappointed," Olympia admitted. "I'm just going to have to give it up to God." Olympia was also shocked to hear that Gino was the legal father of Matilda. Olympia started to cry because she was so worried for her son and grandbaby. It was a very emotional gathering for them all. Olympia decided to trust Matt and let things play out amongst Matt, Jasmine and God. Matt hated seeing his mother cry, but he said he didn't regret anything because he loved Jasmine and their beautiful baby girl. When discussing the gathering outside later that night, Matt tied string around Jasmine's finger and proposed marriage to her. Even though Matt didn't have a ring, he told Jasmine that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. "You are strong and you are doing a great job. I promise it's going to get better, and I'm going to help you. I will try to take care of you and love you right. So mama, even with this string, would you marry me?" Matt asked in tears while down on one knee. "But I am not rushing you. This is not going to be a rush into a marriage. I am asking if you will marry me just to take me into consideration and accept this as we're halfway there." Jasmine cried and told Matt that she loved him so much. "If I ever get married, I want it to be you," Jasmine replied. "But right now, I don't have a yes or no. I just don't know. I just don't trust people. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but I am scared." Matt said it got tiring to show his support and love, only to be consistently pushed away. Julia was shown having a yard sale so that she and Brandon could make some extra cash. Julia was trying to sell Brandon's bike much to his dismay, but she said she wanted to move into a bigger house. Brandon said while he was able to work again and make money, it wasn't as much as before. Julia was also struggling to sell her apartment in Russia. The pair talked about potentially moving to a farm in Chesapeake, but Julia said she didn't want to have any farm animals. Julia was afraid Brandon's mom Betty was going to be around all the time, trying to control everything, but Brandon wanted to involve his parents in their lives and tell them about Julia's pregnancy right away. "I don't want her to be overstepping," Julia said, adding how she didn't want to tell Brandon's parents about the baby because she had a hole in her uterus that could complicate labor and delivery. "The baby could die," she added. Julia thought she'd have 2 helicopters hovering over her head if Ron and Betty knew she was pregnant, and so Brandon acknowledged that he didn't want to stress Julia out more than she already was. Brandon and Julia, however, went out to lunch with 2 friends and told them about the pregnancy. The friends advised Brandon and Julia to tell Brandon's parents sooner rather than later. Julia revealed that she had told Betty that she never wanted to go back to the farm, which offended her. When Brandon heard this, he was shocked and congratulated Julia on creating a wedge between them and his family. Julia explained how Betty was controlling, but Brandon was clearly upset about how he felt distant from his parents. The group was shown toasting marshmallows at a bonfire, and Jovi accused Elizabeth of bashing Lauren. "I was informing Yara of things that were said about her so that Yara is cautious," Elizabeth corrected Jovi. "Because Yara deserves to have a good person around her." Elizabeth didn't know if she could trust Yara with information going forward, and she mentioned how it seemed like Yara and Jovi were trying to stir the pot a little bit. Elizabeth told the cameras it seemed like Yara and Jovi liked to play neutral, but they were always in the middle of the issues at the same time. Elizabeth suggested Yara and Jovi were starting fires and then standing back to watch things burn. Jovi then vented about how Andre fought with everybody and was a cancer to have around. An argument then broke out with Yara and Jovi calling Andre aggressive. Elizabeth and Andre accused Jovi and Yara of playing games and flip-flopping sides. Yara called Elizabeth and Andre toxic, and Jovi said the pair rarely took accountability for their mistakes. Elizabeth finally swore at the couple and walked away from them. Georgi explained to Darcy how he was changing his mind about having kids after visiting with his family in Bulgaria. Darcy told Georgi that she couldn't give him any babies, which left Georgi questioning himself and what he wanted out of life. "You said kids were too expensive and too much of a responsibility," Darcy said. Georgi said he understood that, but the idea of never having kids was starting to bother him. Darcey told Georgie that he deserved happiness, and so did she. Georgie tried to open up and be vulnerable with Darcey, but she kept interrupting him. Georgie became angry and yelled at his wife for not caring about his feelings. Do your own thing. I don't think it's going to work, Georgie, Darcey said. But I love you, Georgie replied. Let me have my own life. And you will not take that away from me, Darcey said. Darcey asked Georgie to stop wasting her time, and she begged him to let her move on and have her peace. Georgie hugged Darcey, and she vented about how she was so used to getting dumped and having her heart broken. Georgie reiterated how he loved Darcey, but she said she couldn't do this anymore. I am strong. I can be by myself, Darcey noted. Georgie then shouted at his wife as she walked away, "You're always the one giving up." Georgie wasn't sure what was going to happen to his marriage, but Darcey seemed to think it was over. Darcey vented about how Georgie probably wasn't the man she needed. We should both move on, sign the divorce papers and call it a day. I don't know, Darcey lamented.